Good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery with Smart Money Alliance and IIMFL. It's my pleasure to visit with you this morning at 7:59 a.m. Central on Tuesday, September 22nd. We have these daily webinars most Mondays through Fridays at 8 o'clock Central. We won't have one tomorrow because I'll be traveling, but most Mondays through Fridays at this time, we get together and we talk shop. This is a call or webinar for our distribution partners. We're blessed to have affiliates, financial literacy educators, branch office managers, and joint venture partners as part of our distribution team. Let's make sure that we know why we're here and what we do, and that starts with our mission statement here at the top of the page that's displayed. It says, we are a nonprofit organization committed to narrowing the racial wealth gap by teaching financial literacy, improving credit scores, and facilitating the development of minority-owned small businesses. And you can interpret that as providing access to capital. I now have the good fortune almost on a daily basis talking to minority leaders of organizations, associations, chambers across the country. I was having a great conversation with the president of an organization yesterday, and he just went on and on about how this specifically meets the cause that they're trying to pursue regarding economic equality, because our educational system is set up primarily to teach us how to get a job. It's not really there to help us create jobs, to start businesses, and that's an important gap that you and I fill. So on today's webinar, we're really going to approach this as an onboarding webinar. So some of you have been with us for a while, some of you are brand new, but we're going to approach it from an onboarding perspective. Let's just go through the basics this morning that you need to know so you can help people and get paid. So with that being said, the IIMFL.org website is a great place to start, because on here you'll see the small business certification page, which is our flagship program. We'll talk more about that. There's the career page. This is where you probably came to when you first came aboard. Everyone should be an affiliate. Why wouldn't you want to be an affiliate? To be an affiliate means no cost to participate, earn over $100 an hour for working with us to help improve financial literacy, plus back-end income as we're helping small businesses raise capital. You share in that capital raise. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And so while we're not MLM, we're not network marketing, we do have an override affiliate commission structure. So you can bring on sub-affiliates, they can bring on sub-affiliates, and everyone gets paid. On average, $1,000 per conversion when you consider both front-end and back-end income. And right here, just on the career page, you can get started. Super simple. Our entire breadth of financial literacy is outlined here. We can provide you the PowerPoints, the speaker's notes, the handouts, in many cases, the train-the-trainer guides, focusing on young people, adults, and small businesses. With that being said, though, our real focus needs to be to start with the small business certification curriculum. So let's go through that briefly and make sure that you understand what it is, what it does, and how you can get paid to enroll people. So understand the backdrop, and you'll see a YouTube video embedded here, press release and flyer. But the bottom line is, while there are many, many banks and credit unions, and there's frankly a lot of resources out there, the bottom line is the typical small business owner does not have the access to capital that they need to start, to grow, to reach their potential. There's just no debate about it. Well, what's missing? It's not the money. Quite frankly, the money is out there, and we just talked recently about new sources of money that's available to start up in early stage businesses. The problem is not a lack of money. The problem is twofold. Most small business owners are not properly prepared for a capital raise, which means that they don't know what the right type of capital is for their circumstance. And then secondly, they don't meet the underwriting criteria to be approved. And so that's what you and I do. We solve that problem. We're going to provide a heavy dose of financial literacy that's laser targeted to what are the concepts, the principles, the knowledge they need. And then we're going to help them implement that in their business. And that's what the president of the organization yesterday really applauded. There's lots of people that want to go out and talk. But what we're doing is going through a focused curriculum of 4 educational topics over 4 weeks. And then we have our financial literacy educators that provide one-on-one assistance in helping those small businesses implement these concepts. What are some examples? Well, let's go through briefly. Now, you can watch the full training videos. You see that they're now embedded here, so you can go to our website and watch them. But let's just give you a few examples. Should every business have a business plan? Of course, right? Who would argue that? It's good internally to vet through our ideas and figure out who our target market is, how we're going to reach them to work out revenue and profit projections. But also it's important if we're trying to raise capital, because for most sources of capital, we need to be able to convey to them in writing what it is we're doing and how we're going to be able to afford to pay it back. Now notice I'll use the terms frequently or usually or typically in many cases, because there are many different sources of capital, right? And not all sources of capital have the same underwriting criteria. So is it true that you can have a successful capital raise without a business plan? It is, quite frankly. But for most sources of capital, they do require a business plan, and it's great for a business to have one regardless. And week 2, we talk about business credit. You know, everybody's the buzz about business credit and building their Paydex score, Dun & Bradstreet, and being able to access capital under their EIN without the use of their social security number. So again, there's all this talk, but what's missing is the action behind it. So again, just like in week 1, we're going to talk about business plans, and we're going to literally help them create a business plan using a cloud-based software program that we can work on together. Business credit, we're not going to just talk about these things, but we're going to actually help them implement, including developing a personal financial statement, which is essential to be able to show the world your net worth. And how you fill out the PFS can dramatically impact your access to capital. So we're never going to lie, cheat, or steal, but there are ways to have a stronger personal financial statement as far as how you fill it out. And there's also ways to have a weaker one. We're going to help them have a stronger one. Then we get to week 3, financial management. Again, you can view the full video, but topics like don't be self-employed. Please do not be self-employed. That is a significant barrier. Well, what does that mean? Don't own your own business? No, of course not. Own your own business, but pay yourself a W-2 wage. It's going to reduce your employment taxes. Yes, reduce your employment taxes, and it's going to make you look much better on paper. We're going to have better access to capital when we can show that you're a W-2 earning individual. You might say, well, that sounds great, but my business doesn't have enough cash flow to be able to pull a paycheck out. Well, then that's our root problem, right? We need to figure out how to get some earned income going, and we can help you with that. We'll get in that in week 4 if necessary. We'll also, in terms of implementation, we're going to do a financial needs analysis, looking at the individual holistically, and then looking at asset protection. What do we need to do to make sure we have a good collateral assignment in place that many lenders prefer, some require? And then also, do we have a savings plan? Do we have a retirement program built? No, most people don't. Most people are not saving for the future. So we're going to address that in week 3. And then we get to week 4, kind of tying it together. Great topic off of banking and money. Please realize that every one of these topics is an award-winning curriculum developed by the FDIC, promoted by the SBA, and our nonprofit IIMFL was exclusively selected to administer the Small Business Certification Program. So what are we going to learn in banking and money? We're going to start drilling down to different types of capital. What are the requirements? We'll talk about some special programs that are available. We'll talk about the Opportunity Fund. The Opportunity Fund feeds nicely into what I mentioned back here on week 3. earned income is a good thing. So is it okay to borrow money to grow a business? Of course, that's called leverage. Is it okay to use equity-based capital, other people's money that you don't have to pay back to grow a business? Of course. But at some point, we need some earned income. And earned income is what those other two are looking for, right? The lenders want to see some earned income so we have a good chance to pay the debt back. And if we're using equity-based capital raise, they want to see earned income to see that their value is growing. So earned income is crucial. Some small businesses just are not generating any or enough earned income. That's where the Opportunity Fund comes in, and you can learn more about that by watching that lesson. So the bottom line is it's called a blended learning model. It's the most popular approach to learning currently, where we have on-demand educational sessions that released once a week, so the participants can view that at their convenience, and then we have one-on-one assistance in implementing what they've learned. So what is all this? Why would I want to go through it? Why would a small business want to go through it? Why would you want to offer this out? Well, because it's solving the problem. It's building the financial literacy that these folks need, and it's also generating a capital match. The capital match is the bottom line of, okay, based upon your circumstances, here's the right type of capital. Sometimes we'll have clients that come to us and they have a misconception of the type of capital that's right for their circumstance. And that's often why they've been unsuccessful. But typically, we can get any small business owner capital within 30 to 60 days. Now, the type of capital could vary considerably from small business to small business, and the amount will depend upon them. But the bottom line is, by going through this 30-day program, 4-week program, they'll get a certificate of completion. We're going to have a lender/investor compliant business plan that they're ready to go take to funding. They're going to certainly have improved knowledge. And this is the one that a lot of small business owners say, I don't really need that. Well, trust me, most of them do. And it's not their fault. It's just, as I mentioned at the beginning of this recording, our educational system teaches people how to go get a job, not how to create jobs, not how to be a small business owner. And there's key principles that are important to be successful in starting and operating a business. But what we're specifically focused on is in terms of accessing capital. They're going to have an optimized personal financial statement, improved business credit profile, financial needs analysis, and again, the capital match. So, strong proposition. Is it free? No, it's not free. We have a grant subsidy. It's normally $2,500. The grant covers almost all of it, $2,104. Thus, the participants pay $396, and they can even pay $99 a week for the 4 weeks to participate. Do we have enough grant funding that we could just offer this for free and not charge the participant anything? We do. But is that in our best interest? Most people would say no, because if people don't have some skin in the game, they are much less likely to value it, to stick with it, to complete the process. So if someone comes to us and says, I need this, I need the end results, I can't even afford $99 a week. Well, then they have a stronger underlying problem, but still we can solve, right? If that's their problem, then just gear them over here, put them on your team as a sub-affiliate right here, cost them nothing. We'll be able to work with them to improve financial literacy, to spread the word, to educate others. They can start earning some income, right? Because if we have no earned income, we're in a really bad situation. To think that we're just going to borrow our way out of being broke is difficult. At some point, a business needs earned income. Okay, and so you can click on here, and if you become an affiliate, then you will get your own replicated site like this. It'll have your own unique code, and it'll describe how the affiliate program works, how you're paid, and details. So if you have any questions about the details of the affiliate program, how it works, it's all right here, and you access that off of this link. Now, once you become an affiliate, then what we'll do is we'll provide you a free landing page. The free landing page is golden because now you're able to promote it, drive people to it, and you automatically get credit. So it'll look pretty much exactly like this. The URL will be slightly different because it'll have something that's unique to you, and then you can promote this out. And then all we do is gather 3 basic pieces of information from each prospect: their name, email, and phone. We don't even have to ask them who referred them because it's hard coded. We know that because of the unique URL. So again, they wouldn't use this one because this is like the main one or the template. What would happen is they would have you would have a unique one, and then it automatically tracks. Once they fill this information out, then we can have one of our internal advisors reach out to them, answer questions. We can invite them to the daily webinars that we do for prospective participants at 10 a.m. Central, most Mondays through Fridays. We drop them into a drip educational campaigns. They continue to be prompted, reminded, and educated, and you're paid off of the conversions as an affiliate, and it costs you nothing to be an affiliate, right? It's golden. So what I'd like to do is understand what questions that each of you have about the basics. What is it about the 4-week curriculum that doesn't make sense to you? What is it about the deliverables that you don't understand? What is it that you need to know about how to simply drive people in? And when we talk about generating leads, if you will, you can approach individuals or you can approach organizations. Organizations like churches, chambers, co-working spaces. They can become what we call an affinity partner. And there's an affinity proposal right here. And so frankly, if you share this affinity proposal with them, as well as encourage them to maybe audit some of the lessons, which you see the links clearly here for transparency, then at that point, just use our Calendly link and schedule a 3-way call for you, them, and us. At that point, we will answer their questions. We'll do the best we can overcome objections. We'll explain any questions they have about the affinity proposal. Again, they should have received it prior to the call and ideally reviewed it prior to the call. But it's like the golden ticket for you, right? It's not too good to be true, but it almost feels like it is because there's over 28 million small businesses. Most of them want and need additional capital. We are not just pitching them some loan broker program, which there's a million of those. We're literally educating them and guiding them to what the right type of capital is, but most importantly, we're preparing them for a capital raise. Because the bottom line is if you don't meet the underwriting criteria of a given source of capital, you will not be approved. Regardless of your intelligence, your age, your gender, your race, you must meet the underwriting criteria. Well, what does that mean? Well, we need to identify the right source of capital, so you're the closest to meeting the underwriting criteria to begin with, and then, of course, doing what we need to do to meet the underwriting criteria. And that can include having an effective business plan, of having a strong PAYDEX score, of having all these pieces that we talk about. So let me go ahead and go over to your questions and comments. In Zoom, there's a Q&A box. It's similar to a chat box. And I want to understand, what questions do any of you have about this very basic concept? Keep it simple. It is easy to follow. It's easy to earn income. So let's see what questions that you have related to this topic. Going through here. Okay, I don't see any questions. Do any of you have any questions regarding how this works, the benefit to the participant, and or the benefit to you. Now, let's, and you can type in those questions. We can talk about some advanced strategies. So if you are also a licensed insurance agent, then you can become a financial literacy educator, and you'll see that clearly described on the career page. Scroll down and there's more information about being a financial literacy educator, even some training lessons on it. Financial literacy educators can actually be the mentor for a client that's going through it. Because as we mentioned, let's go back over. So what you see is that we teach and then we implement. Well, we provide an assigned financial literacy educator to work with each participant. And so we call that the mentoring. And so the teaching, the instruction is on demand. And again, you can view it here. You see the click here's. But in terms of the implementation, we now have a very structured and systematic approach of assigning a financial literacy educator that is their point of contact through this process. And so if you're licensed as a life insurance agent, then you can get set up and be one of the mentors. And of course, you're paid for being the mentor to the participant as they go through the process. So that's the main difference between being an affiliate and a financial literacy educator. So if we go back up, the affiliates just simply refer in and keep it simple. And then you get paid based upon conversions as is described by clicking here and getting back to the affiliate page that I showed. Financial literacy educators can be affiliates, plus then they can actually work with the participants and do the mentoring. So that's the difference between those two roles. Affiliates just refer in. Financial literacy educators can refer in, create awareness, but also work with the clients. Additionally, then we have our branch office managers. Our branch office managers really are both of these, but they're literally running a geographic area. So they have additional responsibilities, such as being a known resource for all the key influencers in their community. And then they typically will be setting up these courses that we've been talking about here, and they'll typically teach them live in their community. And so each week, usually they're starting a new class, a new cohort, and then once a week teaching the 4 topics. And then lastly, we have our joint venture partners who are operating more off of a national platform. And on that national platform, we're doing the same thing, but helping small businesses nationally. So what other questions do any of you have regarding how this works, how the participants benefit, and how you would benefit? Or just specifically, are there any questions that you have that we've not answered so you're able to go implement, right? Because success comes from implementation. All right, so Kwong asked, he works an 8-to-5 job. Is this considering cash flow for your business? Well, in the lending world, there's a term called global cash flow. And global cash flow means all sources of income. So income from the W-2 jobs that you may have outside of your own business, and then also income generated from any businesses that you own. So having earned income is obviously important, and your employment income can figure into that. But ultimately, if what you want to have is a position, you want to have your business actually cash flowing itself. And that, so while that may not happen immediately, we need to be able to get your business cash flowing. And so that could be from the sale of the products and services that you normally offer, or it could in fact be through the Opportunity Fund if needed that we referenced here. And you can learn more about the Opportunity Fund in that fourth lesson. Okay, so let's see, we've got a few more questions. You're welcome, Joseph. Thank you for your kind words. The Opportunity Fund is earned income. So remember, Toussaint, there's essentially 3 ways that a small business can generate income to grow, generate capital, I should say, to grow. They could be debt-based, equity-based, or earned income. Those are the 3 categories. Debt-based means we borrow money, we promise to pay it back. Equity is an injection of capital that we don't have to pay back as a debt, but the equity investor is anticipating to receive a positive outcome through appreciation of the stock and or dividends or profit distributions. And then earned income means we're selling something and we're generating income, and the income generated is more than our expenses, so we have a profit, and then that profit can in fact be turned around and invested back in. So with that being said, the Opportunity Fund, Toussaint, is whereby we take small business owners that for whatever reason they're not able to turn up the knob on the profitability, the cash flow of their own enterprise, and they can assist us in facilitating financial literacy by helping us identify affinity partners, helping us set up those relationships and getting paid off of that. And it's paid through the affiliate engine. So again, to understand the affiliate role, it is described over here. Okay, what other questions do any of you have? We're here at the bottom of the hour. Our goal today was to step back and go through the basics of who we are, what we do, how we help, how you can get involved, and how simple it is to perform the role of the affiliate. We said that there are other roles, but the role of the affiliate is painfully simple. We provide you a free landing page, and you drive people into it for individuals. And if you're helping us develop affinity relationships, key influencers, then all you need to do, share the affinity proposal with pastors, chamber leaders, organizational leaders, encourage them to maybe view in part or whole the educational curriculum, and then schedule a 3-way call. Very, very simple. All right, well, thanks everyone. I appreciate the opportunity to visit. We will not get together tomorrow morning on the 23rd, but we'll be back on Thursday. Thank you. Bye-bye.